Left or right kidney do you have to sell to buy this bike? Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm here with a very nice track Madone in a Project 1 colorway. So Nicholas, thank you so much for coming to my show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, we actually went to a few places and then we finally settled down in a very nice place. Hopefully the camera can see we are in the CBD area. Nicholas, again, thank you so much for coming. Could you run us through your bike?
This is a Madone SLR9 under Project 1. So we get to choose the color that we want and a special color. So far there's only 2 in Singapore for this one. And then it's on a Princeton for 6560 wheelset with a silver color. And then of course SRAM we are actually on red, and well, the Chronos water bottles, and that's about it.
In the car when you were driving me here, you were telling me a story of how you broke your previous Madone frame. Can you tell us about that?
Okay, this is my second Madone frame, because previously I have a Project 1 or so in liquid metal, but I have a crash, and then when I stand up, because normally after a crash you stand up to check whether is your body badly damaged or not. That's the best way to check your body. So I stand up, lost my balance, and I sit on my SIPO, and I broke my SIPO. So therefore I had to order another frame for it, then got a 20% discount from Track, and that's about it. Yeah.
So this is being a very unique paint job. How much is the price on this bike?
Okay, my first Madone I bought it at 21k, and then when I broke the frame, I bought this frame again at, after discount, it's still at 8.6k itself. Yeah.
Wow, 8.6k. And what is the complete bike price, including wheels and everything?
I mean, for road bike, I would say that it's a ongoing thing, so there isn't a price that we will fix. It will always be continuing and increase.
Yeah.
But at this point of time, I think the bike sits at 26k or 27k.
Okay.
Around this.
Yeah. Actually, with the bike being so aero, it's flying all over the place. Very windy. I have to hold it.
The wind is taking the bike sideways here.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is your height and what is the frame size?
Okay, my height is 175. I am on the 54. Size 54, and it's just nice for me actually, because Madone is slightly a bit narrower, tighter, and okay, some people might say how come I didn't slam down the height, but I'm not that young, so I can't really bend down that low.
Yeah. Okay, so on this bike performance, how would you rate it? Is it a very good bike overall, or would you think that another bike would be better?
I ride mountain bike, so when I take mountain bike, we had to put in a lot of strength in order to move forward. Actually, because it's a lot more heavier. So when on the road bike, generally it's a lot more easier. But for Madone itself, I realized that you need to hit around 35 kilometers and above. Then when you hit the cruising speed, then you can really feel yourself cutting through the wind. Anything below 35 is actually a bit struggle. To be honest, you need to put a lot more power in order to push forward. It's similar to a TT bike, but it's not as heavy as a TT bike lah. So that's what I feel. But once I changed to the wheelset, previously I was on triple X6 wheelset, and then I changed to 6560. I realized that actually it's a lot more better also in terms of taking out the crosswind and cutting through the wind, going straight at a higher speed. You can feel it actually. It's a lot more faster.
You guys recently did a Madone group ride in Sentosa. How was that?
We did a loop in Sentosa, so mostly it's about climbs. It's just for once we gather, and then we stick to our group of 5, and then we just gather and then cycle in groups. And because it's the first time I think Madone ever cycle in a big group, yeah, so it's fun actually to meet the fellow Madones who everyone owns like a $20,000 bike.
So will you be able to climb on this bike, Faber, Sentosa?
Oh yes, actually we will say that if the gradient is not too high, climbing on Madone is not a big challenge as long as you achieve certain speed. So you roll on it. Whereas when it comes to Faber, then of course we struggle because we have a 10-28 and then in front we have a 50-37 and so forth, and the gradient is around 6. So we might struggle a bit, but it's still doable actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why do you decide on this Princeton 6560 and not any other wheels?
Well, it looks nice because my logo is actually a silver color, and this is a silver color logo, so it's very hard to find a wheel set that actually match my frame.
Yeah.
So when I look at this, I think this is the way to go. And the wave thing is actually the new concept in terms of technology, so I pretty much agree that. Yeah.
Zip 404 NSW is also the new kind of wavy pattern on wheels right now, but I don't see it being very popular here in Singapore. I don't know why. Zips are not very popular.
Oh, that one I'm not so sure, but then I agree with you. It's not that popular for the wave. I don't really see much. I saw a lot of zip wheel, but not the wave one.
Yeah.
Not the wave one, but Princeton got quite a fair bit.
Yeah.
Actually, in fact, they were sold out. The next shipment is actually coming in February.
Right.
If I'm not wrong, under One Bike Asia. Yeah. So, yeah, but maybe the design, how long?
Yeah.
Because I think Princeton at this point in time win by design.
How much do you pay for this wheel set?
If I'm not wrong, it should be 4.6.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
With Chrisking R45 hubs, right?
Yes, correct. It's actually not that expensive. It was actually on the offer back then.
Because the Zip 404 NSW, if I recall, I think they were retailing it for almost $6,000, man.
Maybe that's the reason why not much people is buying it.
Yeah.
Because if you talk about a normal bike, if 6,000, you can a bit more. You can actually buy a decent road bike, like a Canyon.
But I have to say the Zip 404 NSW with the dimpled rims, right, looks very nice, very unique. I would buy it if it's not $6,000 now.
Yeah lah.
everyone would buy it.
Yeah.
And actually, what happened over here to see now? I'm looking at your fork. There's a scratch here.
Oh yeah, this one was a crash. I crashed 3 times with this bike.
Oh my god.
So this is a hard crash. So the handle were to turn a fast one. The Madone has this fault here when you overturn it, they will actually chip that corner off. This is a standard one. My first one also have a chip off, but this one is a bigger chip because it has a huge turn. So I mean, I crashed with the bike, so yeah.
But the turning radius is a bit stuck, right? Like this, I think.
Yes, correct. They have a stopper inside at this point in time, but it doesn't seem to work for me.
But nobody is ever going to turn until like that, right?
When you crash, yes.
Okay. Let's talk. Yeah. Go ahead.
If you don't crash, yes, it's fine. The bike is perfectly fine. Yeah, no one will turn the radius this way, because if you turn this way, highly you will crash.
Yeah. And let's talk about accessories. You have very cool Bond Ranger lights. I've never seen this before. And the rear lights, what lights are these?
Actually, I can't remember the model for this one, sorry. But
it's the Bond Ranger flare, I think.
Yeah, is this the flare?
Yeah.
Bond Traeger flare. Yeah, this is the flare, and when I bought, this is the only accessories that's available for me. So I stick with them for the last 2 years already. Very good.
Actually, the Bond Ranger flare, I think these tail lights are one of the most brightest lights I've ever seen.
Oh, and it lasts very long. It can last 200 km and put at the lowest light because you don't want to blind the person behind you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Next is on the ISO. So Madones actually have a
ISO speed.
ISO speed, right, at the bottom here.
Yeah.
Could you explain more about this?
The ISO speed actually is something very different from the rest of the road bike because it creates a stiffness in between the seat post and the frame. So with the ISO speed, you don't feel every single rock on the floor. So you have a much more comfortable ride throughout. And if you like hard, you can just adjust the stiffness so that it's very stiff, and then you will feel every single rocks. Yeah. So therefore, with the ISO speed, you save your butt actually. Yeah.
Is it easy to adjust? It's just an Allen key, right?
Yes. No, you need to adjust, loosen the back, and then adjust that using a Allen key, and then you can swap the lever up and down.
Okay.
And then to adjust the stiffness. So mine is in the middle, and then day one it's been in the middle to now I felt that very comfortable. I never adjusted.
Actually, everyone who I've interviewed the Madone and I asked them about the ISO setting, right? ISO speed. I asked them if they have changed it. They've never changed it. They said they just leave it since day one until now.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you guys don't like to play around, or?
No, because for bike is like when you ride and then you feel comfortable with the ride, you are comfortable with the setting, you stay with it. They say let's not adjust it. Maybe after you go for a bike kit, and then you might adjust the saddle up and down a bit, but stiffness of this, I think once you're comfortable, if comfortable can bring you go further. right? If you're not comfortable at 50 km and then you want to drag 200 km with that, you probably will suffer quite a fair bit.
Right.
Yeah, your butt will suffer. And so I have a hard seat and never changed. It lasted well.
This is probably the Madone that I see has been abused to the maximum, which is a good thing, means you're riding your bike, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I told you. I saw people, road bike people, when they crash, they sit on the floor and then they daze out. It's like, I mean, maybe you don't crash much.
Yeah. So you actually said that you were a mountain biker and then now you go into road bike.
Yeah.
So why that transition?
When you cycle, you will want to try multiple kind of cycling. So when you're on mountain bike, I have a PCN bike that I try on PCN, and then I have a hardtail bike that I also go on sometimes on simple trail, and then I have a full sub that I go on Bukit Timah. Yeah, so it's a different kind of feel, and then you enjoy all kind of cycling. So when people say as cyclist, they say I'm a cyclist because I cycle on all kind of bikes. So yeah, that's how you define as a cyclist. The experience is different. Mountain bike, you need more technical skill, you need to have a lot more focus, and road bike, you need to have a lot more consistent in terms of pedaling techniques and strength and going forward. And yeah, so I went PCN. Of course, now PCN is quite challenging actually. You try to go weekend on PCN, obstacle is all over the place. Seriously, you will spend more of your time on bike handling skill, because you try to avoid kids running, strollers, all sorts of stuff on the PCN. So it's a different kind of skill set.
Yeah. I actually started off mountain biking, and I still prefer mountain biking, but I didn't continue because maintenance was a bit high. You crash, your drivetrain, you have to keep changing it, right? Like cassette, your chain, because sand and everything gets into it. Between a mountain bike and a road bike, which is still your love?
I like both actually. Both have a different feel. Yeah, the experience is totally different. Mountain bike, we ride alone in the terrain. I mean, in Singapore we don't call it jungle, so we ride in the terrain, and sometimes we go overseas, and then a bunch of people having fun, smaller group. But on road bike, you ride on the road, and then you have speed, and then you have adrenaline.
Yeah.
So and then you have a bigger group also. So the experience is totally different. Okay. So in fact, for those road bikers who don't do mountain bike, I would tell you, if you can try mountain bike, it's actually very exciting. It's actually a lot more exciting than road bike. Yeah. Yeah, but the danger is high. You will learn falling. It's not an issue. Crashing is not an issue.
You can see from your scars on your body.
Yeah. My legs are full of scars from mountain bike. I used to crash every week until my daughter said, "Oh, there's no crash today."
But actually, I think mountain biking is still safer than road bike, because on road bikes, if you to crash on the road, on highway, you can become mincemeat, man. The car will just ram over you.
Yeah, that's why when road bike is on caliper brake, I say road bike is on higher speed. You guys should be on disc brake, which is higher braking power as compared to caliper brake. That's why when I switched to road bike, no choice, 100% disc brake. Yeah, sorry about those who are on the caliper brake, but if you try disc brake, the braking power is a lot more stronger, and you guys on road bike is a lot more faster as compared to mountain bike. Mountain bike, if you jump, a quick jump is only at 30 km an hour. And that is actually one of the fastest you can achieve in a jump in Bukit Timah. I'm not saying one of the fastest, around that range of speed. But on road bike, you can go out to 40, and some people can go out to 50. Oh, okay, not some. SA you can go out 50 already. So some can go out to 60, and then if you crash, imagine it, you will just fly all over the place. Yeah. And then provided the car don't hit you, yeah.
I think we missed out one point, which is the weight of the bike, because you say you're a disc brake advocate, or you prefer disc brakes. So usually disc brakes come with a weight penalty as compared to a rim brake. So what's the overall weight of this bike? The overall weight of this bike is actually at 8.2 kg. Before that, on a Bontrager Triple X6, I was actually around 8.4 or 8.5. And then when I changed to Princeton, the weight managed to drop. I think it's because of the hub. Because the hub is a Chrisking, and then so I think it's a ceramic bearing, so therefore the weight is a lot more lesser. Yeah. So currently at 8.2, that's the size of the weight. So we'll move on to Instagram questions. If you guys want to ask your questions, you can follow me on Instagram and you can ask your questions. So Nicholas, we have a couple of questions from Instagram. Are you ready?
Yeah.
The first one, left or right kidney do you have to sell to buy this bike?
Okay, I didn't say I make any kidney because I'm 49 this year, so I'm established in my career. I actually can afford this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, 49 riding mountain bike and road bike and all the scars, man, still very going strong.
Age is a number. That's what people say. But I never think that I'm old. So if I refuse to admit that I'm old, 49 is actually not old.
Wow.
So therefore I intend to stay active. I have a friend that's 60 and then he ride mountain bike with us, and then he's not as fast as us, but he ride mountain bike. So for almost all I say, when I'm 60, I want to be like you. Actively active.
Wow, 60 years old still riding, man. That's crazy. I hope I still can ride by then.
You don't hope lah. So if you think about it and you still do it, you will get there.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, inspiration. Heard this bike is abused like a mountain bike.
Oh, this one must be one of my friend. Yes, when I first ride, I'm still riding my road bike a bit like mountain bike. So when I see curbs and all this, I'll try to roll over, like how mountain bike do. Sometimes it doesn't take very well lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Why did you choose a Princeton?
I choose a Princeton because the design matched my bike, really. And it's a wave thing, so I want to try out the wave thing. It does help in terms for crosswind. It helps quite a fair bit. Before that was the XXX6, and then when every time a truck go past, my front wheel was definitely swivel at TMCR. But with this one, it's a lot more lesser.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next question is the Princeton worth the money?
Yes, at this point in time, I think it's worth the money. It looks nicer. I get a lot of very good comment on it. And before that, my bike is only looking, it looks shining on the frame. And now with the Princeton wheels, the whole bike looks shining. So yeah, I seriously think it's a good investment for me.
What is the process like to order a Project One?
Back in 2019, ordering a Project One takes only 3 months. Yeah, but then today, because they have some problem with the factory for Madone, so the wait is a lot more longer. But if you're going for other brands like Emonda as such, the wait is still around 3 months.
And how much extra do you have to pay for this paint job?
Technically, it's 1,000 USD.
Okay.
Yeah, additional.
So, do you get to spec it according to the color you like, or they have their own set Project One colors? Project
One has a set of colors that you can choose. So it's a fixed color. But sometimes you ask a little bit for example, when I got my first Madone, under the liquid metal, the logo, original logo, track logo was a small one, not the team logo. Then I requested for them to have a team logo, and they said why not, and they give it to me. So actually, tracks are actually very flexible when it comes to it. So, but then when this color comes up, the first time when they came up for this color, which is the molten marble, the track logo was a smaller one. And then the subsequent year, then they came out the team logo, which is the bigger one, and then that's why when I ordered this.
And then I remember I interviewed one of your friends who have a Madone. They told me the track logo is bigger. Why? When will it be bigger? Is it on certain frames, or do you have to custom tell them that, hey, I want my track logo to be bigger?
No, that one is on certain frames only. Certain design, they felt that it's nice when the track logo is smaller, then they give you the normal track logo. Certain design, they felt that the team logo, the big one, they call it the team logo. The team logo is nicer, then they give you the big one. Yeah.
Do you like it like this huge, or do you prefer it smaller?
Well, for this one, the big one is definitely better. From far, people can see. Yeah, I've seen your bike before.
This Project One color, you call it the marble red, is it?
Molten marble.
Molten marble?
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you decided on this color?
Actually, when I buy things, I try to buy things that not much people have. And then when I seen some of the bike, they have a lot of, everyone having the same colors. They always see, I saw a twin here, I saw a twin there. So when I decided this design is that, okay, I make sure that not much people is buying it. That's why I bought it.
But you said this is not the only one, you saw one before.
I saw, yeah, there's 2 in Singapore.
Okay. Not so special after all. Still special that there's only 2 lah, not like every other color. Why is the stem not slam? But I think it's already, you have quite a lot of saddle to bar drop. Will you consider slamming it some more?
No, I say when I first took this one, I tried, the angle was okay, and then I tried with lower stem before. trainer, and I felt that I need to bend a lot more. So I think my body is accustomed to this one, so therefore I'm just staying with it. Yeah.
Did you choose SRAM Red because your bike is red?
No, in mountain bike, we all believe in SRAM. Okay, we believe SRAM as the top range for mountain bike. So when we cross over, we definitely have to choose SRAM. And then the lesson we learned from my mountain bike is that if you buy something lower, then you start changing this, changing that, change this to upgrade here, upgrade that, and therefore you spend a lot more time. The money is the same, but you spend a lot more time just to upgrade it. So when I bought a road bike, I say, let's just everything go for top range so that I don't have to spend time changing anything. So that's how my philosophy when I buy bike.
Yeah, I know when I was mountain biking back then, yeah, you're right, SRAM is the gold standard. Would you consider trying a Shimano?
No offense, but I'm pretty comfortable with SRAM. The shifting is very smooth, and we heard problem with SRAM Force and SRAM Rivals and such, but this Red has been with me for 2 years plus and it's worked well, never break down before. So yeah, if something ain't broken, I technically won't try to fix it unless they have something that's better in terms of technology. If not, I just stick to it.
But do you feel there is a lag in shifting because it is a wireless system?
No, actually it's not. In fact, wireless system is a lot more faster because when you trigger, the response is immediate. And when the trigger is lighter, you see, you don't have really to push it, you just tick, tick, and tap, tap, tick, tap, then you kick, tap, 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 tap. It's so lot more faster when compared to wired.
Yeah, and the shifting on the SRAM is much more different. It's like driving a car, Tiptronic, left and right.
Yes, correct. You just tick, 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 and then you just change. So it's, well, I mean road bike we don't change much, but sometimes when we encounter climb, we did go down 1 or 2 in order to go up faster, and then that part helps quite a fair bit. In mountain bike, because we experience the difference between the cable when we really had to push in order for the shifter to change. When we come at AXS, we just tap, and then the shifter so much better. So there's no lag, and when you push, it tends to trigger your handle. You try to move your handle a bit. So the lighter it is to trigger, the lesser movement you have on the handlebar.
Do you have to charge your batteries frequently because it's so small? How frequent do you have to charge the batteries?
Actually, I charge it like once in 6 months.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's almost like my Shimano, because Shimano is like one stick, right? So I also charge it once every 6 months, but I would expect you would have to charge it more often because it's so small that the capacity
we
is smaller.
have 2, right, for red. So this rear derailleur is the one that we use more often. The front rear derailleur we hardly use. So the power here is always safe. So we always have a backup. So if this one fails, just swap the battery.
Oh yeah.
This is always a backup because you hardly use the front rear derailleur.
Right.
Unless I only use it when favor. Other than that, I hardly use it at all. I never use it other than favor.
Right.
So we always have a backup. So when it comes to backup, then it's time to charge both.
Okay, last few questions from myself is, what is your dream bike? Is it a Madone or is it something else?
At this point in time, it's Madone.
So you'll stick to this bike?
Yeah, because in fact, I'm just constantly looking for new colors. See where they come out a range that when you look at it, you go, oh, this is the one. And then, yeah, there's something to look forward to. At this point in time, I just stick to this. Yeah, it's still my dream bike. Pretty happy with this.
Yeah, I like the color is really unique.
Yeah.
What do you not like about the bike? Any dislikes?
Oh, that chips that we always got.
Is it because of the turning?
Yeah, it's the turning. So they have a stopper, but when I come to crash, you will definitely get it. So that part chips, I have it on my first one when just a simple turn, when you're standing in a lift, and then the handle just swirl and pop, then you get a chip.
I think that is the end of the interview. Anything else you want to last chance?
No, okay, I will say that each have its unique taste. So as much as people say that Madone is very expensive, but they are unique in their own ways because of the color scheme Project 1. So therefore, now is a long wait, but if you like a bike, any bike will do. Actually, it doesn't matter. It's the riding experience.
I think that is the end. Thank you so much, Nicholas, for coming out. I really appreciate it. And if you guys enjoy this video or you want to feature a bike on my channel, just DM me on Instagram, and see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Thanks, Nicholas.
Bye.